That's what the point of the mask is. Yeah, I'm good. And you'd see me wearing my mask. Yeah, 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 yeah. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel, and I hope you enjoyed that little intro at the start. Kind of fun to make, except it was all by myself, so a little bit lonely, but yeah, that's just me trying to make a little Quiet Place skit. Anyways, Quiet Place 2 came out, and I finally got to watch it. It's been a week since it's been released, but yeah, I've watched it now, and I want to talk about this one, okay? So, Quiet Place 2, it's the sequel to Quiet Place 1, if you didn't know. I'd be surprised if you didn't, but it is, and it's interesting, because they're both very similar films, like they feel very similar. This one takes place right after the first one, which is really good. Usually in a sequel, they take place at least like a year or 2 years after the fact. This one, right off the bat, like, not even a couple of seconds after it happened. It's an interesting film because there's a lot of good stuff in here, which I love. Like, a new character inside of this is Cillian Murphy, which I thought really brought up the film because I felt like if they didn't make this film without him, there would be no like father figure in it, and I kind of think that's why the first one was so good, is because there were really good moments with like John Krasinski and the son, and then like he was gonna take the daughter to the like waterfall area. Like, I think that that moment was probably my favorite moment in the whole like the first Quiet Place. And there's a lot of other great moments in Quiet Place 1, like with a father figure. And in this one, they didn't have John Krasinski, so what they had to put Cillian Murphy in, and I thought he worked perfectly inside of this movie. I thought he was great, and of course I love Cillian Murphy from other films. But yeah, I thought he was really good inside of this movie. Another thing that I think, I don't know, it kind of felt weird, and it does bring this film down, was that it was 1 hour and 30 minutes long. Which is kind of hard because this movie like really felt strange at some moments. It felt like really quick, really fast paced. Like, one of the characters runs away and they had to find the character, and they find the character right away, and then they go on another wild goose chase, and then it just really is at a fast pace, and like everything's like boom, 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 boom. And then it's not like well like put together. It's all kind of all over the place. You got like 3 storylines going on at once. It's kind of crazy, and to me it felt way too short. It felt like this movie should have been 2 hours and 10 minutes, so they could have at least had some like spots where you could have took a breather, right? Like Tenet didn't have any of that, but this kind of did. But I think if it had a little bit more of that, it would have been great. Yeah, and I felt like this movie didn't really go anywhere from the first. It might have been just me, but it didn't really feel like they did anything new. Like in the first one, they found out like that the watermelon aliens like couldn't handle sound, and once they were like going crazy, you could shoot them in the head and they'd be dead. But in this one, they don't really do anything except they're like, yeah, it felt so like unsignificant, I should say. As much as it's still a good movie, it just felt like at the end there was no final conclusion, and that there needs to be a part 3, and it didn't feel too satisfying. Like the first, they could have ended it there if they wanted it to. The second, no, they can't end it here now because it just they didn't really accomplish any goals. Like they learned that there were more people, but that's about it. So there should have been a little bit more inside of this movie. Anyways, my score for A Quiet Place 2 is going to be an 83 out of 100. Now, this movie is a solid film. I quite like it, and if you're wondering, like this, it seems like this is higher than Army of the Dead, which it isn't, because I moved a whole bunch of my scores up for like different movies, and you can go check that in the description of the video in Letterboxd. Click on there and you'll see my whole list for 2021 movies ranked. So anyways, thanks for watching. Please subscribe and tell me what you thought of Quiet Place Part 2 in the comment section. And also, what did you think of the intro? If you're wondering. See you guys.